there, Nicole?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. I apologize for being late, guys. I've
Don't
been
even worry
going
about
since 5 a.m. Huh?
it. Don't even worry about it. You're here now. That's all that matters.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, and I got Marley with me.
What's up, Marley? There's a shredder.
Yeah, he's jacked.
I literally like I
You.
don't even have to buy dog food anymore because of how I eat, the base foundation of how I eat.
Yeah,
It's like my dog like just eats everything I eat. It's
raw
fantastic.
raw meat is so good for dogs. My brother is actually a breeder, and that's what he gives his dogs is raw red meat, raw eggs.
Yeah.
All that's really good for them, just like it's good for us.
It makes sense. It makes good sense. So, Nicole, we go way, way back, but we got to share. Everybody else needs to know who you are. So, where are you calling in from?
Palm Beach County, Lake Worth Beach, Florida, which is in South Florida.
Very cool. And who shared ER Shred with you?
Well, I had written in the chat. I remember when you first started it. I didn't, not when you really first started it, because I didn't think you really told many people, but when you first shared it that you had done it. And I was one of the first shredders, I guess, if you will. Susan Rothman and I teamed up. I love her so much. Isn't she amazing, guys?
Amazing.
And we were accountability partners because we were both very skeptical, and we were both like, we don't know, but you know, we trust Sean, and we see that Sean and Crystal, the change in them and their amazing results. And her and I could relate to, you know, we just, it's not that we didn't love Isogenics anymore. It's just that it didn't give us the same feeling that it once did, you know, and you're in that kind of funk sometimes. And
yeah.
So yeah, Susan, so I guess Susan and you. And Jesse?
Yeah, totally. And that's cool. Like I love that we have that history together. I love that, you know, you've been, you know, around for a very long time. Tell people what you do.
I love you guys. So I am a lot of things. I am a certified holistic nutritionist. I am a certified personal trainer. I am a self-defense instructor. I am a female fighter.
MMA fighter.
Yeah, I am a recovery advocate. I help people get sober, and I've been sober myself for almost 8 years, which is hard to believe. And yeah, I think that about sums it up.
You are a lot of really cool things, and you know I'm a big fan of yours. I always have been.
Likewise.
And it's not because you're in my team. It just doesn't work like that with me. You're my people. You know that. Yep. You're my people, and you know I hope you feel the same. I know you do. That's why you're on this call. So give people an idea. Where do you want to start, Nicole? Because you know I would even dig on just a little recap from you for people that don't know your story, like where you came from.
So I've lost 300 pounds. You heard that right. I've lost 300 pounds. I used to be over 450. I was last weighed on a blood drive bus, and I got bigger from there, and I weighed in at 446 on that blood drive bus, and I know I gained a little bit. So so Isogenics came into play, and it was a godsend. Gina Redzanek introduced me, and I told her,
shout out to Gina. She's amazing.
She is. She truly is. Her and I have grown a lot together in the last 5 years. I've been with Isogenics for 5 years. That is crazy. That's like crazy. It's just flown by, and it's been the best years of my entire life, to be honest with you. The best, hands down. Cool. I remember being told in high school that these were the best years of my life, and I'm like, that made me suicidal because I did not have a good time in high school, you know. And life got a lot better for me after high school. So if anyone told you that, don't believe it. But anyways, so yes, before I started Isogenics, I had lost a lot of weight, but I was doing it the unhealthy way. I was cutting calories, not paying attention to chemicals, right? People need to not count calories and count chemicals, right? So I was tired, I was depleted. I decided I wanted to be a personal trainer. At the time, I had been in retail for 15 years, and I was burnt out, working for someone else's dream. And, I started getting myself healthier, and I decided that I wanted to help other people be healthier. So I became a personal trainer, and Gina was smart. I told her no for 9 months, and she, like you, Sean, she doesn't push people into this. She gave me time. She followed up with me, though. She was consistent. And she explained to me why she wanted me on my team, because she saw the potential on her team, because she saw the potential in me. And I finally said yes. And I told her when I enrolled that I was going to get my money back, most likely. What an ass, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, here I am 5 years later, loving it, sharing with everybody. My parents are on it. My best friends are on it. My clients are on it, right?
Right.
Haha. But anyways, that first month, the weight loss was the least cool thing. That was the least cool thing. I had a 10-year coffee addiction. I'm talking like you could not talk to me before I had some coffee in the morning, because bad things happen to good people, like I just wasn't nice. I woke up one morning, I think it was like on day 6 or 7. I didn't need the coffee that much. Like I actually had gotten ready for work and went to work without even realizing that I hadn't had my coffee yet. And I had natural energy. That was the first time I think I felt like natural energy, because I had been so unhealthy all of my life. So anyways, my depression and anxiety, I'm very open about mental health struggles. I wish more people were. I have severe depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and I notice a crazy difference in those. And to be honest with you, that's what pushed me to go to school to become a nutritionist, because of the difference in my mental health after incorporating this nutrition. I finally, for the first time in my life, was able to reach my weight loss goal. And I have kept that weight off for 4 years. Understand, guys, I gained 100 pounds back in 6 months one time. I never had a handle on my weight, ever. It was one of my biggest struggles. I've had an addictive personality my whole life, and food was my first addiction. And then when I was a teenager, other things happened, right? So, but I always remember that food was like an escape for me, and I finally have a good, healthy relationship with food. So fast forward, I'm now a nutritionist. It's 2020. Sean's talking about this thing, right? And I'm like, what? Meat all the time? Are you crazy? But you know what? I love you so much, Sean, and I know how authentic you are, and I fucking love that about you. Excuse my language, everyone.
Oh, thank
I
you.
love that about you so much. And
Thank
you really are one of the most genuine people I've ever met. And guys, my first month in Isogenics, before I even really started sharing, Sean got on the phone with me for like an hour. And you know what he told me? He said, one day, Nicole, I'm going to watch you on stage share your story. And that was, at the time, I was like, he's crazy. I'm not getting up in front of a bunch of people telling my story. Guess what I do now, you guys? I speak to groups of people and I share my story. I haven't gotten up on like an Isogenic stage yet, but it'll happen one day. You know why? Because people like Sean believed in me before I believed in myself. And Gina too, and Susan, Jesse, you guys don't realize the amazing people that you have in your corner here. As a nutritionist, I don't turn my nose up to other companies. I'm very happy to see other companies becoming cleaner. I felt like 5 years ago, Isogenics was like the only one that had clean ingredients, and now there's more sprouting up. And I'm happy to see that, instead of being like, oh, screw that company. I'm happy to see that. But there's still only one company, as a health professional, knowing everything I know today, that I trust, and that's Isogenics. And they've consistently proven to me that they put people over profit. And if you do a little bit of research, if you went to the grocery store and picked out 10 random items and sent me a picture of the back label, the back one, because the front one's always going to sound good, the back where they put the fine print, right? I can tell you which of those companies care about people at all, and which of those companies are just trying to make as much money as possible. And it's really sad, guys, because we got people dying way too young. We have people that are sick all the time. Our grandparents didn't have gluten allergies. Sean has really dug up something here that it's ancestral. It's been around for years. And our ancestors used to use Eastern medicine, ashwagandha, things that Isogenics uses. I'm sorry, and meat, and that's what they lived on. And you know, I don't know how we've gotten away from that, because if you look around, everyone is sick. Everyone is so sick. People my age at 33 act like they're 63. You know what I mean? Like I know some people I look up to in my industry, 70-year-old that can run circles around some 30-year-olds, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
why? It's not because their family has all been super fit. It's not because they're perfect with their eating. It's because they care, and they care about what they're putting into their body, and they're trying things like Sean's program and seeing how it works for them. You
Right.
know, Sean and I aren't out here pushing this on everybody, because we understand everyone is unique and different. Being a vegan works for some people, you know, but we're seeing a lot of people that think the vegan thing is good and their bodies are telling them that it's not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got to learn to listen to our bodies. That has been groundbreaking for me, because
Yeah.
I did not know how to do that, nor did I
Did
want to know, because I just
did
pushed through and just
did you
crap.
feel like I feel like the protocol, the old meets new, you know,
Yeah.
the ancient combined with the modern. I feel like it created this platform whereby I could start to learn to feel. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
The internal transformation, everyone oohs and ahs over my, and I'm not discrediting myself. It's a 300 pounds is a lot of weight to lose, right? It's pretty cool. But if you guys only knew me 10 years ago,
Yeah.
if you would have told me 10 years ago this is my life, I'd have been like, whatever you're smoking, I want some of it. You know, because I couldn't even, I didn't have the mindset to even envision a life like this.
Right.
I didn't even know it was possible. Right. But thank God that even though I was so close-minded and negative, that I took those little steps, and I
Yeah.
let people like Sean and other mentors in my life guide me. And I just, even though I was skeptical, even though I didn't know if I could do it, even though whatever, I still knew that I saw something in them that I wanted. And that was enough for me to take the next step. And before you know it, you turn around and you've climbed a mountain, you know? So
Someone
it's,
like you, like ultimately, someone like you makes the most legitimate mentor, coach, you know, teacher, trainer, because you have seen the other side.
and
You
felt
have
it.
lived it.
Yeah.
So I know what it feels like to suffer, you know, but you know what it's like to suffer for years. And so it's just so meaningful to me. You are so meaningful to me. I hope you know how much I love you also. And I hope you know how much I appreciate you and all the good you're doing. I love your videos. I love just your vibe and your mantra. You're so ER shred. It's just so fun. Because ER shred is just that. We're just real and raw. What you see is what you get. And you are definitely all that. Is there anything else you'd want to say in closing?
You're never bound to your current circumstances, and remember that, you know, even people that you think have it all together and have accomplished all their goals and their dreams and their life is perfect, they still have struggles too, guys. They still have times where they don't feel like working out, or they don't feel like eating healthy. We're all human. We're all just trying to do our best. So all you can do is just try and make more healthy choices than unhealthy ones, and understand that no one's perfect. That's it.
I got to ask you one more question. I just realized.
Okay.
Have you have you found that in your efforts to share from the heart and impact others with, you know, these products, have you found the ability to supplement your, we don't talk a lot about this, but I think, you know, people need to understand that there's incentive to share beyond ourselves, and you can justify that investment, and I want to call it an investment of your time and your energy as you share beyond yourself. You can truly justify that investment, even beyond just doing it out of the goodness of your heart, because we're paid to do it. We actually are compensated to share this forward. Have you been able to do that yourself, and you know, has that been able to benefit your life?
So when I started in summer of 2017, I had a full-time job and I was working at 2 title boxing clubs. Before I was even a certified trainer, they let me work there and get the experience. I did isogenics in the pockets of my day, guys. A year and a half later, I bought my first house. I took my business full time, and I used the entire down payment was paid for by isogenics because I was disciplined and I put that extra money that I was making in the pockets of my day away, and it paid for the down payment of my home. I saved up $20,000 in less than 2 years.
Yeah, so cool.
Doing this very part-time now. I want to be clear. I'm a hustler. I work hard. I'm definitely not perfect though. And I definitely have those times where I don't feel like doing stuff, right? So I want you guys to understand it does take work. But at the same time, like whatever grocery store you go to, right? You spend all your money there every month. Imagine if they gave you a percentage back every single week of what you spent, like a cashback credit card. Not only that, but if you tell me and Sean to go there and buy something, and we do, and we mention your name, they gave you a referral bonus for doing that. You're doing that anyway. You're already talking to people. You're already buying groceries. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And to be honest with you, when the pandemic hit, all the gyms closed down. People didn't even want to come over to my house after I assured them I'd sanitize everything. Guess what saved my business?
Yeah.
It's the only income I had coming in, guys. The only income. And I hit Crystal Director later that year in 2020 and got my certified nutritionist certificate. Because of that time, I used that time to my advantage instead of being like everyone else who was fearful and just, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make this happen because the universe is telling me like now's the go time, and I'm so grateful for this income. So.
Well, sorry guys, I had the mic pointed that way the whole time. I wanted to ask that question. I wasn't even sure what you're going to say. We don't talk a lot about money because money's not the predominant motivation. Right. But I love that that's there for you. I love that you've acquired that. We like to say that, you've gathered it, hunters and gatherers.
Residual income rocks, man.
Man, that's so cool. And that's another thing that John was very passionate about. He always said he chose this marketing methodology because you spread the wealth around. It's not about just corporate heads getting obscenely wealthy. It's an opportunity whereby people like you and I can actually share in the profits and, grow together. And it was meaningful for John. So thank you, Nicole. We love you so much. Thank you.
I wish I had gotten to meet him. Rest in peace, John. I appreciate everything he did. And I wouldn't be as healthy as I am today without his formulation. So thank you, Sean. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too. I will.